Hi, welcome to another Power Blast podcast. Do you suffer from a busy mind, stress, anxiety, or just feel overwhelmed? Well, I'm going to give you 7 daily rituals that you can use to calm the mind. Stay tuned. Hey there, my friend Perry Tinsley here, creator of the Power Blast podcast, the power of possibility, passion, and purpose. And you know what? Taking charge of the way you start your day can really improve all aspects of your life, including things like happiness, focus, productivity, fulfillment, relationships, wealth, health, and more, and just make you feel alive and fulfilled. But we have these crazy busy lives that we're leading and filled with distraction, and a lot of times things make us feel stressed or overwhelmed or just even sometimes not worthy. I'm not sure of a better way to say that off the top of my head, but in the past few episodes, podcast episodes, this entire month, as a matter of fact, you can go back to episode 669, 670, and 671. I talked about body habits, mind habits, habits for the soul that can be very stress relieving. And I've covered things like gratitude and meditation and breathing and prayer. And those are things that probably popped into your mind when I talked about things that you can do to calm the mind and relieve stress. And those are very powerful. I encourage you to go back and listen to any of those or all of those episodes. Hopefully you're subscribed to the podcast app so you can just go in and grab it. But today I'm going to give you 7 more powerful rituals that you can put in to your daily routine. Now, some of them are going to seem crazy simple and maybe even obvious, but I'm going to tell you what, they're easily overlooked because they're crazy simple and obvious. And they tend to get dismissed by a lot of people, and the benefits can be huge. Number 1 is to go for a walk. Starting your day with a walk in nature, especially, it's a great way. It's like a moving meditation, an opportunity to just take in time to reflect, get appreciation for not only your surroundings, but just to collect your thoughts and calm your mind. I've come up with some great brainstorms of projects or ideas or things that I wanted to accomplish just by getting out and taking a walk. We don't get out in nature enough. There's actually a disorder out there. I'm going to let you Google it. I'm not going to go on a soapbox about it right now, but it's called nature deficit disorder. Go ahead and Google it. It's an actual condition that people suffer from because we're not getting out and connecting with nature the way we should. So that's one. Another one is to stretch. When you wake up in the morning, it's natural to feel a little stiff and a little bit off. And every week, I do some sort of stretch workout, but if you just do some things, things that you can do to improve your flexibility a little bit, to give your body a little thank you and wait, get the joints woken up and to stretch out some of the muscles. There's a lot of research out there that shows that stretching it can improve your posture and can eliminate aches and pains in your muscles and joints. It actually gets the blood flowing. So, I mean, if anything, if you can't get up and get a workout done, get up and do some stretching right away. It increases the energy, and so you can get out there and kick butt during the day. Just give your spine, your muscles, joints some attention, okay? Another one. This one I avoided for years. It's yoga. Yoga is such a great way to calm the mind. And I know a lot of people out there, and I did too, we tend to say, hey, you know what, I don't want to hold these long postures. They're uncomfortable. I don't like it. All I wanted to do is to be over with. But with some practice, and even just setting a positive intention, that's what I do. I set it in a little positive intention, and it's a great thank you for the body, just like stretching. But a moving I guess it's kind of like a moving meditation is what it is. It's it connects the body and the mind as you go through the different movements. Now I have access to many great yoga workouts, but there's ones that you can get out there and Google or get on YouTube and find that I'm sure are really great. Even short ones, you can do like 10 to 20 minutes of yoga and get that psychological benefit from it. And what I found, it not only increases your flexibility, but I found that all of my other workouts benefited because I did yoga, and it's very calming from the mind. That's the other thing I learned as I was going and going through, man, I really don't like this, but dang, I feel good while I'm doing it. I feel good after I'm done, and my workouts are getting better. And so there's all these other benefits that my anxiety went down, and I felt, when I went through a very dark period in my time, I felt my depression was kind of leaving me a bit, and my brain functioned a lot better. So yoga has so many benefits. So don't dismiss it. Give it a shot. If you want a very basic, straightforward, no-nonsense yoga that doesn't seem hokey, connect with me, perrytinsley@gmail.com, and I'll reach out to you. I'll share with you what one of the things I've been doing and have learned. The next one is journaling. I know. Do I really have to write stuff down? I found a very simple journal that I use called the 5-Minute Journal, and it gives you a way to just express how you feel and what sort of things would make the day great, and expressing a little bit of not attitude, but gratitude, maybe a little bit of attitude in there. But it helps you remove mental blocks. Even if you're not using like a 5-minute journal, I took time this past year to go through this exercise. I wrote down about things I know and how did I come to know them. It's like, I know how to do video editing. How did I come to know that? And what led me into getting into that and learning how to do that? Or what got me into learning how to podcast? And so as I'm reflecting back, there was a lot of aha moments, a lot of things that I really connected with and resonated with, that I was like, wow. It's a great way to acknowledge yourself and the things you've accomplished. But if you're doing some journaling, some sort of journaling first thing in the morning, I mean, that is a great way to get creative, to connect the brain to some of the things that you're doing with what you're wanting to accomplish with your goals. It helps you tap into your inner world so that you're really reaching out and prioritizing for the things that are most important to you. And what I loved about it was I could see patterns. I could see things on the way they've evolved and where they're going. An amazing trend where a lot of times in today's world, we're constantly on the go, that we can't always see those things. So writing about what you're grateful for, focusing on some, rather than focusing on the frustrations in our life, it's going to improve your health. It's going to calm you down. It's going to boost your immune system. It's going to do so many great things for you. So picking up a pen, there's something to the power of actually just thinking and ideas and letting it flow and getting it onto paper. We're so digital nowadays, but that is such a powerful thing that you can build into your morning habit. I took an extra 20, 30 minutes to do that routine for a while. When I don't have time, I'm just resorting to my 5-minute journal and I get things down, but it's a daily practice. The next one is to take a moment and acknowledge yourself and celebrate yourself. This is something we don't do a lot at all. A lot of times we'll hit little accomplishments and we'll be like, yay, and then we're moving on to the next thing. And so often my wife will stop me, and I might share a story with her, and she'll say, Perry, and I'll say, yes. And she'll say, have you taken time to acknowledge yourself for that? And a lot of times we don't. So if you even just start your morning by acknowledging yourself for the actions that you've taken toward the achievements that you're going for, or the goals, maybe you're not there yet, but things that you've already accomplished, that celebrates yourself. And oftentimes we don't give ourselves enough credit for the accomplishments. A lot of times we get a pat on the back from somebody and we quickly dismiss it, or we quickly deflect it with, yeah, but I could have done better. Yeah, but and we don't give ourselves that acknowledgement, and our souls and our minds and just that calm effect. Our bodies need it. And so every little effort that you make toward any personal growth or development, it deserves to be celebrated. Even if you just showed up for your workout, that deserves to be acknowledged. And the more you reward yourself of the successes that you're having, the more success you're going to attract. Now, here's another one. I learned this from my wife here. She says, set an intention for the day. And if you want to level it up a little bit, whatever intention that you're wanting to do, write it down on a piece of paper, put it in your pocket. Everything starts in life with some sort of intention, some sort of thought that it's an intention, whatever you're going to accomplish for the day. But if you take it and look at, maybe you have a meeting, or maybe you have a difficult discussion that you've got to have, or maybe there's a certain goal or some sort of project or a piece of a project that you want to have a great outcome. It's closing your eyes and setting, what's the intention? How do I want to feel? Aligning your thoughts and your desires with your higher self. That's the way I like to think about it. And then allowing the universe to kind of conspire in your behalf and think and visualize, what do I want this to become, and how do I want to feel as a result? And setting those intentions, when we're clear about what we really want in life and we focus on it every day, then we manifest it. And those are things that you want to do with intentions. Now, this next one, I've done both. They may seem kind of cheesy to you. I thought it was kind of hokey too. It's writing a love letter and a forgiveness letter to yourself. Now, we're a lot of times we're really hard on ourselves, but one of the greatest gifts we can give to ourselves is self-love, and it's a reminder. It's a reminder of the things that we appreciate about ourselves. And a lot of times we beat ourselves up over and over and over throughout the day. And we need to take the moment to step back. It's kind of like with the acknowledging yourself, but you're getting it down there. You're getting it down on paper. And think about it as if you're writing to your best friend. What would you say about your best friend? But your best friend is you. So you're showing a really sense of gratitude about yourself and how far you've come. And once you get that written down, then read it to yourself aloud. And if you can read it to yourself aloud each day or a few times a week about how amazing you are, that can really have a powerful impact. Now, another activity with that, you don't have to read it every day, but is to write a letter of forgiveness. I did this when my wife had passed away. I harbored a lot of guilt because I thought I could have done more that day to have detracted from that incident ever happening. She was killed in a car crash, and she went to a dental appointment and drove home and hit head on into a semi truck. But I'm like, I held on to the guilt. Why didn't I drive her to that appointment? She was stressed out about dentists, and I just had a lot of things. So I wrote a forgiveness letter to myself to just basically saying, you're forgiven. It wasn't your fault. You can't control everything. And so if there's something that you've been struggling with over time that keeps playing over and over and over in your mind, writing a forgiveness letter to yourself may be a powerful way to calm that stress for yourself and the anxiety. So that's all I have for this week. And for a deeper dive into these habits that I've been sharing of what highly successful people do, you will want to head over and download, absolutely free, my Success Habits Master List. Is jam-packed with routines and rituals and tips and strategies that move you from that chaotically scrambling, stressed out day into having clear, focused, happy, fulfilling feelings and having a productive day. They're absolutely freeing. So it's all yours for free. You can download that at morningsuccesshabits.com. Once again, in case you didn't get it, morningsuccesshabits.com. That's all I have for this week. Thanks so much for tuning in. I so appreciate you. I hope these help. Please reach out, perrytinsley@gmail.com. and let me know how they work for you. And also, if you can share and subscribe to this podcast, that would be really, really awesome. Really crazy cool if you got in your podcast app and left an honest rating and review. You would absolutely rock. And that's all I have for this week. And as always, remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week.